So although we are all car enthusiasts, we all can agree that there are a handful of trends within the car community that need to end because all they do is make us look bad or endanger other people's lives. We save the worst trend for last because we know that it's absolutely destroying the car community. So for this first trend, you can find this in the forbidden aisle at AutoZone. And one of these items in this aisle is Plasti Dip. What better way to not only ruin your paint, but make your car look like you paid someone to paint it with pavement. Plasti Dip just makes it look like you got a cheap paint job. Not to mention you have to upkeep it. It likes to peel over time, and you'll have to keep redoing it. Just get an actual paint job or vinyl wrap, bro. It looks a lot better, and it won't make your car look clapped out. It also provides virtually no real protection for your paint, unlike vinyl wrap, so over time as you drive on the road, dust, dirt, and rocks will chip away at the Plasti Dip, exposing your paint again. Coming in at number 2, we got a trend that needs to stop, and it's the insane amount of price gouging that is going on with JDM cars. Just because a car was in the Fast and Furious movie and has a steering wheel on the right side does not mean it needs to cost $200,000 plus. We are talking about the MK4 Supra, the R34 Skyline GTR, and other cars like the Toyota Chaser, which although it's a 90s car, they go for $30K plus in the right condition. And don't even get me started on the Nissan Silvia S15. The car market and people who sell these cars as a business venture have now made tons of people's dream cars unattainable. Your best bet at this point is to try and find these cars in Japan, import them for yourselves. You'll be able to find a lot better deals this way, not by much, but enough to make it worth it. Next at number 3, we got cars with butterfly doors, but I'm talking about aftermarket butterfly doors. People love to put these on Camaros, Mustangs, Corvettes, and even on MK4 Supras, which is an absolute disgrace. Not to mention, doing these things actually lower the value of the car. No matter how much you spend on butterfly wings, they will never make your car look exotic or more expensive, which I mean, if you get them for the C8 Corvette, it kind of works. Honestly, anytime somebody gets these butterfly doors put on their car, I just assume that they're trolling and want to make people mad in the car community or at car events, because there's literally no circumstance where you need to put these on your car, especially if you don't have supercar money. These doors are really popular in the Mopar community, which I guess makes sense. If I paid 70 to 80K for a Hellcat, I'd probably be mad too if I bought a car that I see everywhere on the road. Coming in at number 4, we got cars that come factory with fake engine and exhaust noises. This is absolutely diabolical, and it seems like most car manufacturers are moving this direction. Examples include the Kia Stinger, BMW i8, and the BMW M2. These car manufacturers are trying harder and harder to make these cars more expensive with cheaper parts and fake components to make more profits. These cars have all types of fake engine noises that you can hear inside the cabin. Some vehicles, like the Lexus IS 500, actually amplify the sound of the engine through the speakers or tubes, which I can actually get on board with because they are authentic. And looking forward, since everyone is moving towards electric cars, the future isn't so bright for us car enthusiasts. At number 5, we got TikTok car guys. They have single-handedly jacked up the car prices and destroyed certain car communities like the Miatas or Honda Civics. People love to put those cringy anime wraps on them, and the era of clean builds for these cars has come to an end. There also seems to be a community of so-called TikTok mechanics who give terrible advice for working on cars, but unfortunately have large followings. And don't even get me started on those guys who post their hooligan activities like street racing and running from the police. This all needs to stop because all it does is promote degenerate activities that are going to ruin it for everyone else. The problem is that TikTok has tons of young car enthusiasts, and trust me, I used to be that guy who loved to annoy people with my car and be ratchet, but at the end of the day, it's not worth risking your life or someone else's. Coming in at number 6, we got manufacturers that are switching their cars to 4-cylinder turbo cars. This includes cars like the Ford EcoBoost, 2024 C63 AMG, or 4-cylinder Camaros. Now don't get me wrong, these cars are still pretty fast, but they sound absolutely terrible. And whenever you want to get a new sports car, and this applies to me too, you want it to sound good. Literally the first mod I do to all my cars as soon as I get them is get the exhaust done, because what's the point of having all that speed and no sound? But if you end up getting one of these newer 4-cylinder turbo cars, it sounds like a weed whacker every time you pass somebody. Car manufacturers never think of the car enthusiast nowadays, and are slowly forgetting the amazing sounds that the V8 produces. Luckily for me, I'll never buy a 4-cylinder unless it's the Nissan S15, which gets a pass. Next at number 7, we got the glorification of Dodge Hellcats and Scat Packs. These cars have become idols in the car scene, and I mean honestly, we don't even claim them as being part of the car community. People love to steal these cars, race them, crash them into trees all the time. They are so glorified due to the rap culture, so every dude that listens to rap thinks he needs a Hellcat to be considered successful or think that he made it, all while drowning themselves in debt with a 30% interest rate. These cars have also depreciated a lot because dealers no longer can sell them due to the fact that they are repossessed and have a bad reputation in the car community. Now Me personally, I think the Hellcat Charger is pretty awesome. I do love sedans, especially fast ones with 700 horsepower, but I would never buy one due to the fact that I would literally be in fear of my life and be looking over my shoulder everywhere I went. People would rather steal these cars over supercars. At number 8, we got Edgar haircuts, or bowl haircuts at car meets. I have so many questions about this trend. When did it start? How did it start? And why did it start? It seems like every dude with a bowl haircut is driving a clapped out G35 and is crashing it into a crowd going Mach 10, or doing donuts at a formal car meet and gets the meet shut down. This also includes dudes who love to wear shiesty mask at car events. Nothing says I'm about to ruin this car event for everyone else like a shiesty mask does. Now at number 9, we got a trend that is so unnecessary, and that's all these car manufacturers that are transitioning to digital controls for everything. They're getting rid of buttons, guys, just for aesthetics. This makes the functionality and the safety of everything go out the window. Me having to search for AC controls by pressing a touchscreen makes things difficult when they don't need to be. I don't need 2 giant iPads on my dash like the 2024 Mustang has. It doesn't look futuristic, it just looks dumb and so tasteless from car manufacturers. I want to be able to see my speed and RPMs through the analog. It is so much more engaging. And also, what happens when the screen stops working or doesn't register your fingers touching the screen? Now you have to replace the entire screen or take it to a dealer to get it fixed, instead of just replacing the button or knob. And lastly, at number 10, you guys guessed it, takeovers. This trend has single-handedly ruined the car community. Now police are shutting down car meets early and they're impounding cars with just a muffler delete. We especially see this problem in California, where owning a modified car is a death sentence. These illegal car events get broadcasted everywhere and even make it on the news. So the government is now increasing police presence in certain areas. But us car guys don't identify with this community. We need to stick to sanctioned events and ones that do not endanger other people's lives. This includes bobbing and weaving in traffic. This is a great way to total your car, the one that you worked so hard for, all while endangering someone else's life. Other than that, those are the top 10 car trends that need to die. If you think we missed any, be sure to put them down below in the comment section. Be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.